Hi there, it's Martin Rackley here from Refurbishment Mastery. In this video, I'm just going to run you through a story of something that happened to one of my clients where he made a mistake and it's actually costing him time and money. This particular client approached me and asked me to work with him to put together contract documents for his contractors that were going to be building out the project for him. He was going to have a number of contractors. The first one was a ground worker, then he was going to have a contractor that was going to put up a timber frame, and then he had a contractor that was going to do the fitting out and the electrical work and the plumbing work and the roof. I think there were going to be 7 contractors in total. He first spoke to me a long time before he actually needed my services, and so we'd had a number of conversations along the way to the extent that he wasn't ready to start straight away. It came to a point where he rang me up and he said, "Martin, we are ready to start, and can you therefore put the contract documents together for the first contract," which was going to be the groundwork package. The groundwork was a little bit complicated. It needed some extensive works relating to a retaining wall, so it was actually a sizable project as part of this particular scheme. He connected me with the contractor who he wanted to work with, and I immediately sent both my client and the contractor a number of queries relating to information that I needed to put together the contract documents. What I got back very quickly was a reply from the contractor saying that he felt that the two parties were not actually that close to agreeing that the project was ready to start, and significantly that they hadn't actually reached agreement on the payment terms for the contract. I made some further inquiries. I had a conversation with both parties to see where the gap was. And what came to light is that the builder needed or wanted payment in advance of starting the work. He needed to buy some quite expensive materials in connection with this retaining wall, which was the first part of the work. Meanwhile, the client didn't necessarily want to fund any works in advance. He'd got finance from a commercial lender that was giving him funds on a monthly basis, on a drawdown basis. So effectively, the lender was only going to lend when the work was complete. So the builder does some work, the lender then gives the money, and the builder gets paid. So we had this fundamental problem that the two parties were in totally different places. I tried my best to try and find some kind of middle ground that worked for both of them, but sadly there wasn't any middle ground. My client did not have the funds in his account and didn't really want to be paying the builder in advance of starting, and the builder didn't have the funds to get the project started. So in the end, right before the project was going to start, I still hadn't put together the contract documents, it became apparent that the two parties couldn't work together. So there's a massive learning in there that you need to be talking to your contractor nice and early and make sure you're both agreeing the same terms. But here's another learning. I said to my client, right, well, let's talk to the contractor who provided the second best price and see if we can bring that together and make that work. At which point my client said to me, there isn't another contractor. I was only talking to one contractor. I'd hoped that we could help him get something together and hope that we could make this work. In the event, therefore, we ended up with a project with nothing going on, and my client now out looking for a new contractor. I've given him some contacts of mine that he can approach, and I've told him that he needs to get more than one price. As of today of making this video, he is now 8 weeks behind starting the project. he still hasn't come back to me with a new contractor. And even if he does that next week, the likelihood is that contractor can't start straight away. So the likelihood is that he's going to lose heading towards 3 months. 3 months where no work's been carried out on his project because he hadn't really discussed terms with his contractor, and secondly, he hadn't got a second backup contractor in case the first one didn't work out for him. So I really hope that from this little case study, this little story, you've learnt something and you have a more successful start to your next project. My name's Martin Rapley. Please like and share these videos. They're all here to help you save money with your refurbishments and your development projects. I look forward to seeing you on another video soon.